Hey guys, it's me, Jess, or So It Is True, making another video. As promised, as you guys can see, I have a couple of videos that I've done today, and here is a video on three things. My update on me, being 3.5, almost 4 years post-op. A little bit of an update on Bo, not too much. I'm going to have him do his own update, because I know you guys love Bo. And next, what my goals are and what my plans are in the next few months, as well as a lot of people question, am I ever going to be able to eat again? Am I ever going to be able to eat this, that, whatever? So I'm going to talk about that as well. So those are the three things I'm going to talk about in this video. And as long as my ADD doesn't have me jumping off the boat, hopefully I can stay on the boat and keep on course. So first, let's start with an update on me. As you guys know, I don't know my exact weight. I know that after receiving doctor notes from different doctors that I had pre-surgery, some of them had 450 plus, some of them had around 430. I know that the top weight that I saw was 428, so that's kind of right around there. I'm not really sure, but I had surgery at 364, and the weight loss to get down to that was vegan. I went completely raw vegan for about a month. I lost almost 55 pounds in 6 weeks. Crazy. I know. It's true. It is actually true. So, and I did that on a raw vegan diet. You can do the search online. Negative foods, do a search on that. It's foods that, like carrots or celery, where eating it, chewing it, your body digesting it, takes more calories than what's in the product itself. So it's great to look into something like that if you're trying to diet without doing gastric bypass. It's a really amazing thing. I know a lot of people that do gastric bypass diet without actually having gastric bypass and has lost quite a bit of weight doing that as well. Eating smaller portions. Ow. Excuse me. Eating smaller portions shrink your stomach size. So, that could be something that would be beneficial to someone as well. All right. So, I had skin removal surgeries. I had 2 of them, unfortunately. I'd like to do a video on that as well. I think that you guys should just keep an eye out for a video on just my plastic surgery experience and what I would have done differently if I could and that kind of thing. That's all in a video on its own. As you guys know, I'm open and honest about just about everything, so I will show you what I look like now. I have no problem with that. I've dropped down to my skivvies multiple times in these videos, so I have no problem with doing that, and I will do that towards the middle of this video or so. Anyway, so as you guys know, I am not shy about saying that I had gained some weight. Here's basically what happened, and now I can talk about it because the case is over and we have settled. Yay! Not for what I would hope. Nothing extravagant. It really was quite terrible. I'm no longer employed with my employer, but I'm no longer being treated so different from anyone else because of my disabilities. I was treated quite horrifically, pretty much against the law. But we settled it. I'm out of it. I'm happy to be out of it. I feel like I'm getting better because of it. As you guys know, in July of last year, I fell and I messed up 3 different spots in my spine. Protruding disc, flattening disc. I mean, I really messed my back up pretty bad. For quite a while there, I wasn't even able to walk. I used a walker, a wheelchair, a cane, crutch, that kind of thing. Today, I am to the point now where I can walk most of the time without a cane. I still use my cane anyway when I'm out and about, sometimes within the house as well. If I'm having a bad day and in a lot of pain, I'll have to use my cane throughout the entire day. So, but it is getting better. It is getting better. It definitely went from not being able to walk pretty much at all to being able to walk fast. Even on Black Friday, I was able to kind of shuffle to try to get in line with everybody else. But long distances really hurt. And so basically the reason for me saying that is because that was why I couldn't really go into detail as to why I was gaining weight. I couldn't talk about what had happened really in fully and in depth. with workers' comp, I went from working sometimes, and while I was at work, the way that I was being treated was so terrible that I was in such deep depression, y'all. I can't even put it into words. Like, the way that I was treated was terrible. At one point, just to kind of put it in perspective for you, as you guys know, after gastric bypass, I have what's called short gut syndrome, which everyone who has gastric bypass has short gut syndrome. But some people it affects, some people it doesn't. It's where they reattach your stomach. Your stomach's here. They reattach that further down in your intestines. Mine was a little bit further down than general, basically because of how big I was and the goal that my doctor had. He wanted to reach it, and he did. He did an amazing job. So, with that being said, it made it so sometimes I'd go to the bathroom 18, 20 times a day, even sometimes in excess of that. At one point, I got off the phone because that's what I was doing. I worked in the call center, and I got off the phone and I had to go to the bathroom, and it was a serious situation. So I ran to the bathroom as fast as I could. I came back. My supervisor was there shaking his head, and then went to his desk. And I saw him as he was walking back to his desk, and the other employees was like, he wanted to speak to you. And I said, well, what did he say? And they were like, well, he was talking about how you weren't at your desk and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So I went to my supervisor's desk, and he said, I told him I had gotten sick and I apologized. He looked at me and said, which end was it coming out of? And I was like, what? And so he went on and on about how I didn't care about my job and how I didn't care about basically anything, and just a lot of really nasty things where it put me in. I was crying, and it was just terrible. And I asked to speak with HR. They wouldn't talk to me. I mean, it was just terrible. And this happened and continuously happened. And then I went to a new supervisor because we all got shifted to new shifts, so we had new supervisors. And my old supervisor went to my new supervisor and was like, how's it go? Because I was sit right next to my supervisor. Like, literally, she had put me right next to her so that way she could badger me on everything, listen to every call, have something to say about every single call I had, would instant message me in the middle of my calls because she was listening to the call, telling me what to say, wouldn't even allow me to chance to sit. She was doing everything she could to frazzle me to either make me quit or whatnot. So basically, the new supervisor was told by the old supervisor, how's it going? Is it just as bad for you as it was for me? And apparently the HR, whatever, was giving the supervisors a hard time, trying to get them to badger me to get me to quit. Well, I wasn't going to quit. There was no way that they were going to have me quit and make it so I was going to lose unemployment if they decided that they wanted to let me go. Fine, let me go. But I was there to work, and in pain, I was there. They still treated me terribly. Every call I had successful. People would do surveys afterwards, and let me tell you, if you ever call the company and says, do you want to do a survey, do it. I mean, it's what makes my pay, So every survey was fantastic. The customers loved me. The company did not. They hated me because of the fact that I had an attorney and I was filing for workers' comp. I had gotten hurt at work where the steps, the flooring was messed up in the stairwell. I tripped on the flooring that they should have fixed, and I messed up my back. My back still isn't better, but the only way for me to get out of that job and get out of that treatment was to end it all, settle it. So I did. Forget it, settle it. I don't care anymore. I wanted to get out of it. I'm done with it. So anyway, so that's what happened. But I mean, they would do things like, have pizza parties for the whole team and make me stay on the phone and wouldn't allow me to go to it. They would do things like, there would be things on my desk, and I would tell my supervisor, hey, there was something on my desk, and she would say, nobody stole your whatever. Obviously something happened to it. It disappeared. So, little things like that they would do. I'd have to tell them right down to the second of when I left my desk to go to the bathroom and when I came back. They would make me stay for every minute that I would be in the bathroom, every minute I'd have to come back, whereas other people had personal time. They had personal time that they were allowed to use. I wasn't allowed that. They took away my ability to switch shifts with other people. They tripled, quadrupled my premium for my insurance. Made my insurance, I mean, I was making, with them taking my insurance out, I would work for 2 weeks straight and make $95. 2 weeks straight. That's how much they tripled, quadrupled my insurance. And I was walking out of there making less than $50 a week. But I stayed. And I said, I'm not quitting. I am not a quitter. And you are not going to force me out of here. I don't care. So I stayed. And I fought with them, and I fought with them through a whole nother shift change. So we went into another supervisor. That supervisor immediately, hard time. I mean, she was on me like white on rice. I mean, I was treated terribly. Anyway, so basically that's pretty much the treatment that I had. It was terrible. And it just went on and on and on and on. And so we ended up settling and all of that. But in this time frame, it went literally from, let's see, I went back to work. I got hurt in July. I went back to work full time basically in January, and all of this happened all the way up until now, November. I was treated that way for 11 months. In that time, being so depressed and the way that I was treated, I would just lay around. I was so depressed I didn't want to do anything. So I gained weight. And, you know, these doctors for workers' comp, of course, they're paid by the company to say that you're perfectly fine. Although I was walking half crippled with a cane, I couldn't even bend down to tie my own damn shoe. I mean, Bo did everything for me. If it wasn't for my husband, I don't know what I would have done. Nothing. There's nothing I could have done for myself. Since the 20th, so 1 month ago today, no longer employed by that company, which you guys all know who it is. I'm just not going to say. I don't want to deal with that BS. But 1 month, I have lost a lot of weight. I have started walking a lot more. I did all my Christmas shopping. I'm super excited about Christmas. I'm planning a wonderful Christmas party. I'm so happy. I'm regaining my self-confidence. I'm dealing with my school because with all of that, I did real poorly last semester, and I'm hoping that they'll work with me and give me a little bit of time to show and improve, show them that I can do the work. But so much has happened in this last month, and I'm realizing a lot now. And so that's why I wanted to make this video. Now that that's all over, I can explain that that's what was going on. That's the reason why I was gaining weight. You know, there were people out there that were posting on there how I was getting fat, how that's the reason why I wasn't posting videos, and that I was only posting videos at certain angles because I was gaining weight. That's not true. That's not true. I had gotten down to about the 180s, 189, and that's pretty much where I was stuck at. Now I want to get down to in the 160s, but I can only do so much. I can only do what my body will allow me to do, especially while I was in that much pain for over a year. For over a year, being the way that I was, I went from 189-ish to 223 pounds. 223 pounds. I jumped that much in a year's time from the depression. Now, the weight loss started just before quitting, just before getting the settlement done, because I had taken some time off right before we finally decided to settle. So it's been about a month and a half, but I'm down to 190.7. In a year's time, I gained over 30 pounds, well over 30 pounds. Within a month's time, a month and a half at the most, I lost almost all of that. So you can gain weight, and believe me, you can gain some weight. You can gain it all back. You can gain hundreds of pounds back after having gastric bypass. You can stretch that stomach right back out to where it was, but you can also lose it. You can stop the process and go backwards. You can do it, okay? You really can do it, and I am living proof of that. So, now, after gaining and losing the weight, the fat in my body has kind of shifted a little bit. I got some in my cheeks. You guys can see that. Trying to get rid of that. And I started wearing these shapewears where it covers from underneath my arms down to just below my hips. Because as you guys know, my plastic surgery was not done very well, which I will show you what it looks like now, being what, it's 2000. So I am a year and a half out from my second surgery and 2 years out, a little bit over 2 years, 2 years, 1 month since my very first one. So my back's still messed up, so it's hard to get up and down, but I'm going to show you guys kind of where I'm at now. Now, remember, the camera makes you look like you're a little bit heavier than you are. So, I don't know, I feel fat today. But anyway, so with that being said, this shapewear goes underneath my bra cap. So that way my breasts are still there, but this kind of holds in where it's lumpy. You can see some of the lumps there. Because of the way that the plastic surgery was done, which I'll do a video on the plastic surgery on my website, www.wlsecrets.com. I've got a story there, exactly what happened with the surgery and how I was misled and all of that. So you guys can kind of see why I'm so upset about my plastic surgery. But it did get the skin off, which was great, but, you know, there was a lot that could have been done that could have been different. So, Mimi, do you mind moving so Mommy can get up for a minute? Can Mommy get up? I love you too. Oh, okay. 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 Say hi to the camera. Come here. Come on. Up. No. Come here. Come here. Hey, Miss Molly. Come here, Mama. Come on, Papa. Come on. Oh, Miss Molly, want to come say hi? You say hi too. Yeah, she kisses. Oh, thank you. Maybe you go Bowie. Me go see it. Sit. Sit. Good boy. You gave Paul? Oh, what a good boy. Oh, thank you. Okay. So here we go. This is me. Now, see how it kind of indents in? Now I got a big butt. I can't deny that. But this is my body where I'm at now. I am, let's see, today is the 20th, so I am, what would I be? I don't even keep track anymore. I'm telling you, once you get past a certain point, it's no longer something you even worry about. I'm going on 4 years post-op. So I am 3 years, May would make 5 months to 7, 3 years, 7 months post-op. Here's my arms, still just as hingy as usual. This is the shapewear. Make sure I'm all in there. This is the shapewear, and it comes up, and it goes all the way up, but it lets your boobs come out, so that way, you know, you still feel breasted, because unfortunately you lose your breast, and it comes around here, which is good, because see how the scar goes up, where it shouldn't have gone up like that, it should have ended here. But here is the shapewear comes all the way down, and then I just wear what I'm wearing now, so that way I can show you guys. Here are my scars, and they go all the way around to here, so all the way around. You guys just saw my butt crack, sorry. But anyway, so see how it's still hanging? This all should have been fixed. This should have been removed. When they did my bilateral thigh lift, y'all, I had a bilateral thigh lift. Can you believe that? Uncool. Very uncool. I'm gonna have to rewatch this video and hope that I'm not hanging out anywhere. But this is the shapewear, and this stuff, it does help. And I'll show you. Let me see, make sure that you can't see that. Oh, would have a fit about that. Okay, so there's that scar, how it goes all the way up. This is after having, look at how it goes all the way down. Look at that. Look how lopsided it is. This is after having 2 reconstructive skin removal surgeries. This right here, this right here is from after re-losing that weight again. Can you believe that? Look at that. And look, this right here, and I apologize, I should have like shaved or something. But look, there's 2 holes there. Like this one is a deep hole, but it's closed, but it's a hole. And look how much it cut, like it itches, you know? And that shouldn't be there. I had skin removal surgery to help remove this skin. Here, look at this. Like, if he was to have done what he should have done, and he should have done, what happened was, and I'll explain it while I'm showing you this. What happened was, is I went into surgery, and I said, all right, so we're going to do an upside down T. You're going to cut me from here, here. You're going to do like a big triangle and close me in. He said, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. I said, okay. I woke up. This was all hanging. All I had was an incision from here to here. That's it. I had an incision from here, which is really right here, to here. Before I went in, okay, I'm going to sit down for a minute because my back's hurt. Before I went in to, all right, Meaty, all right, come on, move for a minute, I'm busy. Before I went into, what? Yeah, bye, boo. Go lay down. Go lay down to us. Go do Molly. Molly's a good girl. Look. No, I didn't mean do you. Get on track. Let's go on track. All right, so we're at 21 minutes. Gotta get this done. Okay, so I went into the room where they get you ready for the surgery, and they say, okay, what we're gonna do is blah 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 blah. Well, I never saw my surgeon. They gave me my IV medication to calm my nerves. We went into the operating room, and I'm laying there, and I remember my surgeon yelling, what is she doing in here? She's not supposed to be in here yet. I haven't even marked her up. That's all I remember from what he was saying. And then I remember there were like 4 nurses in there trying to hold my big body up with all this hanging skin, hold my big body up while he made a mark like this across my stomach. Just like that. He lifted up my fat and just drew underneath it. So I'm like, I knew, and I thought about it, but what was I going to do? I was in the operating room. I was half drugged up. I didn't know what was going on. I remember mumbling, and he kept saying, it's going to be all right, Jessica. We're going to take care of you. I wake up, only 1 line. The other incision wasn't done. The whole time talking to this surgeon, he kept saying, Jessica, we're going to do the upside down T incision, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to come back and we're going to do your bilateral thigh lift and we'll get the insurance to help you cover it. And, you know, when we do that, we'll do your arms too and all of this stuff, right? My surgeon just wanted to do another surgery, apparently. He just wanted to get extra money. So after I came out, and I looked like this, after I came out, and I had an incision that was completely lopsided, and all of this was still hanging. It looked pretty much the same. You guys can look at my pictures. It looked pretty much the same. There was no need for this. There was no need for my belly button to be miserably attacked. So I looked like this. My back's starting to hurt, y'all, but I looked like this, and I went to him and I was like, what is this? You said that we were going to do an upside down T. He said, well, it would have been better just to do this. We're going to do that incision on your next surgery when we do the bilateral thigh lift. And I was like, I wasn't planning on doing the bilateral thigh lift for at least a little while, you know, give me a break. I had this surgery done in September, and in March, I went in and had this one done. I had to do it that close because it had to be removed. I look like this because this surgery, when he did this looks so different than it did before. Now I just have an incision that goes all the way up. Look at that incision. And this time, this incision, when he did my thigh lift, he drew. It's even worse than this one is. In any event, so I get out of there. My husband says, you're probably not going to be too happy with this one either, because he could see where it was lumpy. I started healing, and I come out like this. I cannot like this. This is after a bilateral thigh lift. When I was in there, and I was so upset, and I was telling the surgeon, you know, this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. You promised me you were going to do it outside. Now I have to wear this shit. I shouldn't have to wear this. I shouldn't have to wear this. All so that way I can wear a shirt without it looking like this looks okay, but look at this. This is after a bilateral thigh lift and a pantycolectomy or pantycolectomy revised. So anyway, so they are back. So after all of that, you know, and him promising me all of that stuff, and then he said, all right, well, you know, just because of that, I won't charge you for your up and down incision. I won't charge you for that. And I keep receiving a bill for it anyway. Now the insurance company that I still have their insurance because my insurance hasn't dropped off yet, they've approved this to be done. But I'm not going under and having him do that because he promised me. What else he promised me was this. You let me do the your stomach surgery and your thigh lift and your arms lift, and I will cut off the fat on the side of your breast and put implants to make them fuller and better. Because the reason why my boobs look like this is from, thank you, Victoria's Secret. But that's what he promised me, that he would give me implants and fix my boobs for free. Technically, I should be thin. I should look wonderful. And part of the depression where I gained weight wasn't really from the fall and all of the stress from that. After getting the surgery done, that's when I threw myself into a severe depression. I started gaining weight from then. That's the reason why I was going up and down the stairs to get exercising and get the air moving in my stomach because of the irritable bowel or the short gut syndrome rather. So with all of that stuff, the depression from looking like this, I mean, I'm happy about, you know, being able to start walking again and all of that. But when I take a shower and open up that curtain and look in the mirror, I feel like I'm mortified. I look horrific. And I know a lot of people, they say, you know, you should be happy with what that you've got there, blah, blah, but after going into surgery twice and coming out like this, I've had 2 plastic surgeries and I look like this. Now let me tell you, okay, because I wasn't really going to get into all of this. I don't even know why I did. You guys know me. Alright, you guys know that I smoke and I'm trying to quit. January 1st I'm quitting, but I'm really stressed out now that I told you guys this. You can have your insurance company cover this surgery, and if you find a good surgeon, you can come out looking like a friend of mine did. She looks amazing. She looks beautiful. Her body she looks thin like she should. And I look like this. I don't know. It really upsets me, and I wasn't going to get into this. I really wasn't. I was going to talk about other stuff. But I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody to rant to because nobody really understands. Nobody really gets it. I mean, I went under the night. I risked my life twice to look like this. At least when I had the hanging skin, there was a story behind it. And it was like a canvas. All of that excess skin, it was like a canvas for a good surgeon to get in there and do art. I can't wear like this shirt that you see, even with this tight fitted thing and what I do, I'm not even going to joke. This is how I get ready in the morning. If I'm going to go out, my back's starting to hurt really bad. If I'm going to go out, I do this. I get my clothes out that I'm going to wear. This thing is so tight. It's like a small, and really I should be in a large or some shit because of how much skin's here. And all of this excess skin. I have a couple of these type things And there's another one that most of the time, this has got a fabric that will help the skin sweat because I'm trying to, make it just, I don't know. But I have Bo help me. I'm not going to be able to do it really by myself. I think this is my bag. But I have Bo help me sometimes, and I stuck this thing, I put this thing on. I can't get it on by myself. But I put this on as super tight as I can possibly get it, which is now, from where I was even bigger, I've reached the last one. I'm going to have to get another one now that's a little bit smaller. Because I was in the bigger one. I was in, like, over here when I started out. Anyway, I'm trying to get this thing on so I can show you guys what I do. But anyway, I put this thing on. I have another one that's like a tube sock almost. Probably makes me look like I'm 2 sizes bigger. But anyway, I suck that in like that. Okay? Just so I can hide the lumps in my stomach because I feel like a monster. God, come on. Come on. Yeah, I can't do it without Bo helping me. And this is even hard on Bo, He knows how depressed I am with it and how upset I am that fuck it. So I have this thing on, and then I put a tube sock thing over it. It looks like a tube sock, but it holds me in. I wish this thing would work. And then I pull this thing over it, and normally it looks flatter, so that way I could wear a shirt, and then I'll wear a shirt on top of that that's loose. I'll tell you, it gives me anxiety because I can barely breathe with all this shit on. I don't know, y'all. I can tell you that the biggest regret I have is not looking for a surgeon that had any clue what he was doing, The surgeon that I talked to, I was told he was the best. I went to him, as nurses said he was the best. He told me he had done this many times before. Oh yeah, I've done it before. If anybody deserves this surgery, you do. And I believed him. And I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I should contact a lawyer. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But it's depressing. It's depressing. And, Bo says to me all the time how I've not been myself the last couple of years. And I haven't. Not since I had all this skin and they put me up on the table and I picked up the skin and put it on my stomach because I didn't want the nurses to do it. And, going in thinking I'm going to come out and I'm going to be able to wear shirt. I didn't even care about a bathing suit. I mean, yeah, I would love to be able to wear a bikini. I'd love to be able to wear a two-piece even if it covered everything. But I wanted to be able to wear like a little black dress without having to. In order for me to wear a dress, which I love to do, I love to get dressed up. I love to go out. I love it. But when you guys see me in dresses in my pictures, I have a full body Spanx on. I have that thing on. I have the tube sock on. I have one of these on. And I have something that goes around the bottom half to hold me in. It's not fair. Not fair. I worked so hard to get this skin, to get this fat off of me. So hard. Kind of like what I was trying to tell you guys before when I would go into the doctor, and I jump around, I know, but when I used to go into the surgery, when I went into the doctor's office for the workers' comp, the doctors didn't believe me, of course, and then they would look at the pictures and see that, there really was something going on, but they wouldn't believe me at first, and I would be like, if they only knew. I'm walking with a cape. I'm gaining weight because of a fall that was their fault. And I'm starting to gain weight. And when I would tell them, it's like they still didn't get it. I used to be over 400 pounds. I worked so hard, and I don't give a shit what anybody says about gastric bypass and how it's the easy way out and all that bullshit. Shove it up your ass. Shove it up your ass, and I'll do it for you because you have no clue what you're talking about. Some people, like Bo, for instance, no complications at all. Sure, call it the easy way out. Who gives a shit? But he had to rearrange his life, so it's not the easy way out. And then there's people like me who go through so many complications, and I worked so hard to lose all that weight. What? To walk around with a cane? To not be able to run with my dogs? To not even be able to take my dogs outside to go to the bathroom? Are you kidding me? The doctors didn't get it. That's why it was the best choice for me just to get out of it, settle it, quit. I quit. But now when it comes to me looking like this, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I haven't been back to that doctor's office for a follow-up appointment. I don't want to, because I don't want to hear him say how good it looks. I'll tell you, when I went in there after the first surgery, I asked the nurse before the surgeon got in there, and I looked at him. I looked at the nurse, and I looked at her, and I said, why didn't he do the upside down T? That's what we talked about. And she looked at me and she said, I don't know. Why? So we can make more money? But I am in my 20s. Yeah, late 20s now. But I was in my 20s. And you did this to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it looks fine. Maybe I'm, I don't know. I bet y'all get comments that say, you're lucky that you're not 400 pounds. You're lucky that you're not still huge. I'm still huge and I can't even have the surgery. And I'm sure I'll get comments like that. The grass is always greener. But when I look at myself, just like you look at yourself, and you're 400 and something pounds, you look in the mirror and you're mortified at who you are now. You can change that. You can change it. I'm proof you can change it. Your choice on how you change it, but you can change it. Okay? You can even do it by yourself. You can. But now that I've been cut up and chopped up, and some places are too tight to even fix, I'm almost at a point where I think it might be too late for me to fix any of it. And if so, what surgeon's going to touch it? And then I can't get the insurance company to cover it because now it's not a medical necessity. Now it's just cosmetic because it looks like shit. I don't know. Anyway, the good news, I'm quitting smoking as of January 1st. The second good news, my lawsuit's over and I'm finally on the boat, ready, going right for having a new life. I'm starting fresh, y'all. But when it comes to the skin and stuff, I don't know what to do. Do y'all have any idea? I have no idea. But anyway, the point of that was that's where I'm at now. I have a goal by my birthday, April 26th. I have a goal. My goal is to get to the 160s. I don't give a shit if it's 169. I want to get in the 160s. So that's my goal by April. I can do it. In a month and 2 weeks, or a month and a half, or whatever, I lost almost 30 pounds. I can do it, and I'm gonna do it. Now the question is, how am I gonna fix all of this? I just don't know. But I am gonna work towards getting Bo his surgery because he deserves it, and we're gonna look into our surgeon. So if there's any advice I can give you about plastic surgery, is yes, your insurance company can and will approve it. They can, and they will if you do it right. You have to make it medically necessary. Look at my video for how to get your insurance to cover it. But find a good surgeon, one that gives a shit, and make sure you see their past work. If they say that they've done a full body workup, you want to see pictures because you know that they took those pictures. Okay? I looked at my surgeon's pictures. I never saw any of them. But he promised me he did. I was his first. And I look like this. He never asked me for pictures to post on his website. Anyway, on to food. Get on to a brighter note. Food. today's one of my days where I didn't really monitor what I ate, and once you get to my point, you kind of just like everybody else, you just eat kind of whatever you feel like eating. You don't really look into certain things. You don't really worry about, like today I had for breakfast. I had went to the Waffle House and I got a waffle, which I shouldn't have, and I'll tell you why. I got 2 eggs over medium, and I got some hash browns and some ham. I'm still now eating it, and there's still an egg there, half the hash browns, and ham. Out of that, Bo ate one of the eggs and one of the set of pieces of toast and half of the hash browns. So really, I had one egg, a half a piece of ham, about a half a thing of the hash browns, and 2 pieces of toast. And I still have a half an egg, all of the hash browns, half of the half, so a quarter of the ham left, and a piece of toast left. I also had some. I had part of the waffle and got deathly ill and slept for 5 hours after having dumping syndrome. So that's pretty much all I've eaten today. But typically I could eat probably about a cup and a half of food, like lettuce, really. I could eat like a cup and a half of lettuce over a half an hour time period. If I was to eat quickly, I can eat about a half of an egg cooked, a half of a hard-boiled egg, and that's about it for a little while, and I have to take a break. Um, Drinking wise, I drink probably a gallon of tea. I can probably drink 2 or 3 gallons of water. If I drink, but I get really nauseous if I drink too much. I still take my Zofran, the nausea medicine. I take it on a daily basis, multiple times a day. I get real nauseous quite a bit when I eat and stuff, but I recently went in for an upper GI because I felt like something was stuck. They checked it, nothing was stuck. Well, it looks like we have been talking for 42 minutes, so I need to go ahead and end this. That was my rant. So there's my update on my weight. Like I said I was going to do, there's an update on food. A lot of people, both can eat pretty much. Like if I gave him a cheeseburger from McDonald's, he could eat the whole cheeseburger within about 40 minutes or so. He can eat normal now. Pretty normal now. Normal for us anyway. So there's the food and there's the details on the weight loss. I'm pretty sure that was all that we were going to talk about in this video. I kind of did pretty much everything I was going to talk about in a couple videos, all in this one. So, but I feel a little bit better. I apologize that I smoked a cigarette though. Ugh, I need to quit. It's disgusting. But if you have any ideas at all about the skin, help me out. Please let me know. I've even written to Dr. Phil, but of course, me writing to him, I don't think he read them. I've written to a couple of different talk shows to talk about the surgery and like what can be done, but nobody responds back. Even if I don't go on a show, they need to talk about it. They need to talk about weight loss and complications and how to find a good surgeon and all those things because weight loss surgery is becoming a big thing and the skin removal is a big thing too. It's like an epidemic almost. Everybody's getting the weight loss surgery, but what about the skin removal afterwards, right? Anyway, there's my story and I'm sticking to it. It is now 3:50 in the morning. My husband probably has been listening to me and he's probably mad because he's got to get up soon. I love you guys, you know I do, and I appreciate every time you watch my videos. Definitely forward this along. It might help somebody else out in making sure that they make the right choice. The only bad choice I made, I think, was my plastic surgeon because I went to get a second opinion from another plastic surgeon's office and he told me, oh yeah, it looks okay, it looks good. And I left there thinking that just didn't seem right. And I asked the nurse, do you know if my surgeon knows your surgeon? And she looked at me and said something without even thinking. Yeah, they play golf together on the weekends. And she kind of was like, ooh, like she shouldn't have said that. And it kind of made me think, who do I go to for a second opinion? They probably all play golf together, all them rich bastards with all the money that they basically stole. I don't know. Any ideas? I'd appreciate it. Please help me. I've helped a lot of y'all, right? Any ideas? I'm stuck. Alright, I love you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Pass it along. Subscribe, like, do all of that. I appreciate you. I gotta go to bed. Good night.